Steve, we had our first show at Wakefield, or in Wakefield, at the lightweights. Never been there before, and do you know something? I really enjoyed it because it was that, you know, that small hall, like because it's a leisure centre, isn't it? It's got a bank of seats and everything. It was just a really good atmosphere, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah, do you know what? It took me back to the old George Carnell days where we used to fill that, and it was a bit of the same setting, and there was always a great atmosphere. So a little bit smaller than there, you know, like you can only get 800 in, and we did get nearly that in, and it was bouncing, wasn't it? I think we said we wasn't sure what to expect, but it would be a fun night, and
it was.
It was a fun night. Everyone enjoyed it. Going back on the 10th of June, and I'm sure the people who come this time will come back. So the first one was Andreas Kilcashy, or whatever we want to call him. From he's actually in Italian and speaking to me afterwards. He fought a guy we'd never had before called Casey Brandon, and you know, it wasn't a bad performance from him.
I thought it was a really good performance, mate. I liked him. He was quite vicious, and if it wasn't for the other kid, you know, holding on, he perhaps might have got a stoppage there because he had him over in the second round, didn't he?
Yeah. But as I say, it was a good fight to start the show off, wasn't it? And then the second one, Travis Waters, he got the Berman Sanchez show, and I think it was his best performance. But again, what a good tough journeyman that Berman Sanchez is. He took some past Travis, head and body shots, but kept fighting back and firing his own one. So it was a good little workout for Travis. Was pleased with that.
You can see why that Berman Sanchez, because obviously he had his success when he was slightly lighter, but he's got 22 knockouts in his 30 wins, and he's got left hook on him, hasn't he? I think it was a left hook that put Brian Collins over in the first fight.
Times him quite well, you know. He moves his feet good, and
switches a lot.
He's a good test for them all. And next one was Darren Smith against Jake Osgood.
I enjoyed it. I think Jake Osgood is becoming a really good journeyman now, you know.
Yeah, he's improving all the time, isn't he? And he looks comfortable doing his job, doesn't he?
I think Joe stopped him early on in his career. I think it was only his second or third fight, Joe Howarth.
Yeah.
And but since then, he's really come on, and he's looking in great shape.
Yeah, and then Richard Popham against Josh Cook.
Good performance.
Josh Cook's a difficult one on your debut because he's so awkward. What I said to Richard afterwards, he actually managed to hit him clean a few times, which is difficult against Josh. And it was a nice debut for him, and he sold a few tickets as well. So you know he'll be on the next one there.
Then we had an absolute barnstormer of a fight, Guy Kitchen against one of your favourite.
Jordan Garrett. Listen, he's in the top 3 journeymen in the country. There's no doubt about it. And you know, he made a fight of it on Saturday night because he had to do. You know, Guy was pressing him all the time. But obviously punches quite hard because the speed of his punches, and so Jordan, to stay in there, had to fight back, and he actually put Guy over, didn't he, in the third round, and he did well coming back from that. So it was more than a fun fight, that one. It was a good fight, probably one of the best 4-rounders I've seen. Yeah.
And the guy told me it was a flash knockdown, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful right hand by Jordan.
Yeah. And just to mention, the fight before that, we lost the night before, Lenny Davison against Naheem Allah. Naheem Allah fights everything, but I believe his brother passed away the day before, so you can understand that there. We actually did get a replacement for Lenny Davison, but the board wouldn't allow him to fight, which was disappointing. You know, you can understand the rules are that, you know, at 5:30 on a Friday they can't check the insurances on the other lads, but you know, we know the week before they allowed a TV promotion to get someone, and it wasn't on Channel 5, it was another one, but it's like, you know, there's one rule for one and one rule for the other. So you know, obviously we feel sorry for Naheem Ali, but I also feel sorry for Lenny Davison, who spent 6 weeks training and you know, sold all his tickets, and all his fans were going to come out for a good night out, and they would have enjoyed this event. it's disappointing that small hall shows are treated completely different than the TV shows.
Yeah, because that event was very close to his home, so I presume he would have done really well.
Yeah. So that's just a little moan really about the board not supporting small hall shows. But yeah, the Guy Kitchen fight was fantastic with Jordan Granham. Jordan Grayston against Ganachi, I didn't see that one with a Baltic bomber, but he said to me he got through okay.
I think it was 40-37, wasn't it? But
it's a win for Jordan on his debut, and that's all you need.
Coming from rugby league though, it's first fight, very limited amateur experience, so he did well.
Right. Conor Lawrence v Victor Gargu, I watched that, and it was hard to watch, and that Victor Gargu is such a spoiler. You feel sorry for Conor, but
I was going to say,
get a good fight next time in the 6th round.
Nothing down to Conor, that was it. Conor was.
He was so frustrated afterwards, and I feel for the kid, but you know, it's needs must. It's so hard out there matching that. Really and truthfully, he's got to be grateful he got a fight, because he's difficult to match him. Certainly the way he has there. And then the night finished off with a 6th round of Josh Hargreaves stepping up to the plate. Lee Allett 10 times better than his record, in the top 5 journeymen in the country, and Josh will learn a load from that fight. And one of the things we spoke about is, you know, he's not a 10-stone fighter. He's got to get down in weight, which he will do with his next one. And then maybe some of the clean punches that he caught Lee with might put a dent in some other people, but he wasn't doing on Saturday night. But he boxed really well.
He did box really well, but what was nice about that was Josh Warrington's first corner.
Yeah, unfortunately Sean wasn't very well. We think he might have COVID, so Josh only got his licence through on Wednesday, and then he was cornering on Saturday night, so he hadn't even had the licence a week, and he did his first corner.
Wrapped his hands as well, he did.
Yeah, he said he enjoyed the experience as well, but said to him, look, you know, a couple of fights left in you yet, mate, don't be thinking you're a full-time trainer. But yeah, overall, it went really well. Great atmosphere. Things that we know we can do a little bit better next time, because it was the first time we worked the venue, and looking forward to going back there on the 10th of June and getting most of these kids back out again.
Right, good. I'm going to catch up with you in a day or two, because we're going to talk about the Hull show. Yeah. Where we got Sonny Taylor top of the bill down there.
No problems, mate.
All right, see you later, Steve.
Cheers, bye.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.